this hurts my soul. Anytime I see anyone shuffle like this, it irks me to no end. I'm already lost.
I can't do any of that stuff. I can't do any of that. I could barely hold a deck of cards. I mean, he said it. He said his fingers were his eyes. He's got 10 eyes.
This dude's got superpowers. Hello and welcome to C4B Reacts. You already know who it is. I'm your host, Magic. We're here with none other than David. What's up, David?
What's up, man? I'm ready for a good React episode.
I'm pretty sure the people watch this series because of you, David.
I hope so.
You always got something funny to say.
I'm here. I'm ready to bring it every episode. But this time we're kind of more moving into your territory, into Magic territory.
Yes, and I'm so excited for it. You have no idea. I brought this up the other day. David and I today were reacting to Fool Us. So the idea behind this show is that Penn and Teller, two of the greatest magicians of all time.
You can't be the center of the world. I'm the center of the world. I'm the center of the world. I am the cow. I am the cow. I am the cow.
And that's not an opinion. That's a fact. They do this thing where as magicians, they show you how the trick is done, but there's always a little bit at the end where you still don't know how they do it, even though they just explained it, right? So it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So they created this show where magicians all over the world can come on this show, perform for them, and the objective of the show is for these magicians to fool Penn and Teller. And if they do, they get to perform in Vegas with them. They get the trophy, they get the, you did it. And if not, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for performing your art.
It's kind of surprising that no one's ever really done this idea before. You get magic acts on like America's Got Talent and stuff like that, but a whole show devoted to it, I think that's something only Penn and Teller can really bring to the table.
I can't disagree with you, David. And the reason I love this show is I've seen every single episode. Let me tell you, I've seen every single episode of the show. I'm super excited to react to this. But for those of you who don't know, the reason I go by magic is because I actually do magic tricks. I did it throughout high school. I did it a little bit in middle school.
But hey, the clips are where it's at, so I'm ready to see some good ones.
Me too. And David, I brought my favorite magician from the show on to share with you.
Yeah, that's got to be a high honor. I would assume you've seen every episode.
Yes.
Your favorite magician.
There's a reason this guy is my favorite, and I'll tell you at the end. But I don't want to tell you yet because I don't want to spoil it. But I spoiler alert, I do know how he does this trick.
Okay, so then I'll try to see if I can figure it out. As a magic layman. I know the basics. I know a little sleight of hand and all that, but apart from that, I'm not too magical myself.
So the thing about the show, David, is that they would talk to the magicians on the stage in code so that they didn't give away the secrets to everyone else watching. So if you kind of know a little something, you might pick up on how they do the trick anyways.
So at the end of the act, and they say like, "We know how you did it." Is that like, do they take them at their word? Or is there some other communication there that I'm not seeing?
Sometimes it's face value. Sometimes it's not. I will say, sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, we know how you did it." And the artist is like, "No, you don't." And they're like,
"No,
well,
you don't.
Then I guess you got us." Like, what are they going to do?
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. I've seen a couple where they get it. Seen a couple where they don't get it. I've seen a couple where they have a guess, but guesses don't get you far here. It's either all or nothing, right?
Absolutely. But I will say, if I was, performing for Penn and Teller, again, two of the greatest magicians of all time, and they went, "Yeah, that was a pretty cool trick, but let me tell you how you did it," I would be like, "All right, I'll see myself out." There would be no arguing.
Yeah, I'll walk myself off the stage.
Yeah. Just thanks for having me. Peace out.
Absolutely.
Well, let's stop talking about it. Let's get into the show. Before we do, what should we do, David?
Listen, y'all gotta like, you gotta subscribe, and you know what? Why not leave a comment too? It's right down there. It's just waiting.
All right, here we go. So this guy's name is Sean Farquhar. We're about to learn all about him. Here we go.
Let's see it.
In 2009, I went into Beijing, China, the World Olympics of Magic. And in front of 3,200 of my peers, I won the World Championship for card magic. It's an amazing title and it gives me an opportunity to see the world. Showtime. Time to have some fun.
Can you please welcome the reigning world champion of card magic, Mr. Sean Farquhar.
So before we get into this, David, the intros were always pretty cut and dry. You know, they do a couple of flashy tricks on camera. They show you some of the basic. Everything there, really easy stuff. Really, really super easy. With this video, let me tell you something really quick. With this video, I'm going to talk like a magician, right? So if you don't want I'm going to try not to spoil things, right? But just keep in mind, it's what I do. It's literally in the name.
All right, you heard him.
So much for that warm welcome. It's a real pleasure to come across the pond to share with you one of my magic tricks. I'm going to do a card trick, but it's a special one, and it's going to use a brand new deck of cards. Penn, would you mind helping me?
I'll try.
Ladies and gentlemen, Penn Gillette, please come and join me.
So, again, really quick. There's going to be a lot of talking. So, these were always fun, right? Your biggest thing as a magician is if you invite Penn to the stage, that's already a bold move.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Inviting them onto their own show. Yeah.
Dude.
The trick has already started.
They're up in your face. They're watching. They're super close to you, right? So you can't conceal things as easy. It's a really bold move. But getting Teller up there, that's an even bolder move.
Oh, yeah.
Because that dude doesn't talk, so he's always looking. Just keep that in mind. Bold move.
Now, I know you know cards, but they don't. I just want to point out that if you look at the brand new deck, there are 2 premium cards here.
Right.
These, they're advertised things. The other end of the deck has 2 jokers. One is like the traditional one, and the other is like a guaranteed joker. We're not going to use those, but we're going to keep the one joker in. Okay. Can you kind of fan them out so the audience can see what new deck order looks like? You can see it runs ace through king. See the 2 kings in the middle, folks? These are what we call the kissing kings. I call them the broke back kings. So just do me a favor and shuffle up the cards. When you feel they're completely shuffled, let me know.
David, are you good at shuffling?
I am horrible at shuffling cards.
Really?
I'm just the worst at it. I've tried the bridge and all that, all those sweet little tricks, but it not me.
Dude, watching this makes me want to like get a deck of cards and like start flashing it at the camera, just start showing off. It like puts me in this mood. This like I gotta be fidgeting now. Like I gotta be following along. It's kind of fun.
Perfect. Once the card's been signed, we'll recap.
Okay.
That's the pen.
Why?
Yeah, it's the joke. If I do it, just explaining to everybody else. Would you hold your hand just flat like that?
I certainly will.
I'll place the cards here. Place your other hand on top, trapping the cards in between.
I will.
Fully and effectively, and I'll remove 1 card.
Okay.
If I removed your card, would that be impressive?
That would be very impressive.
No, it wouldn't. I got a joker. It's okay. It's okay. How about this? I can do better than that.
Okay.
If I could reach in between your hands and straighten 1 card up, so it's the opposite direction, and it was your card, the 7 of diamonds, would that be?
That'd be pretty good.
Okay, I can do better. How about this? Would I fool you if I were to put those cards back in new deck order and put the 1 card reversed?
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Okay.
I'm not going to say you're going to fool me. I won't say that yet.
Good. How about if I took the cards and put them in new deck order, reverse the 1 card, put them in the cardboard box, put the paper seal on, wrap them up in the plastic?
Oh, that would be a fine trick.
He's like, yo.
I hope you didn't do all that, because that's a lot. That's a trick.
I just did it. Take a look. It's a brand new deck of cards.
See, bro is baffled.
No, what? He's like, wait a minute.
He's like, I got no idea what's going on.
I thought you were just talking.
Because you're the closest, I want you to see. Is there a cutter slit in the top of the box?
There is not.
Cutter slit in the bottom of the box?
Yeah. Not that I can see.
How about the side?
Not that I can see.
The other side?
Not that I can see.
Top or back?
Nope.
It's a brand new deck of cards.
I believe so.
I'm going to pop this open. Inside, there is a paper seal. It says United States Playing Card Company.
Not Canadian.
Deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu. Sometimes it takes 4. Look, I'm going to pop open the paper seal. Inside, a brand new deck of cards, never touched by human hands. Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
I remember
You've
it
seen
from
this
last
card?
time. Yeah.
I want to point something out. If you look at the deck, there isn't a premium card on the end. Do you know why?
Why is that?
They're in my pocket, remember? Mm-hmm. Get them out. There's a lot of them. There's the joke.
Dude, is this not the craziest thing you've ever seen, dude?
I mean, so far this is just like what's happening? How do you? And you're saying you know how he does this?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
And the premium card. All of them are in here. That means that this should be a new deck ordered deck. Take a look and see if they run ace through king. Oh, maybe you could turn this way so the camera can see.
Someone who was a professional in show business would have done that.
Now, when you get to the diamonds, do you notice one card is reversed?
Between the 8 and the 6 of diamonds
would be where the 7 should be.
Exactly where my selected card should be.
And would you like me to remove it to make it easier for you? I'll just kind of pull it like that lightly and turn it around like that so you can see.
Dude, it's a sign card.
Where does it happen? How does it happen?
Dude, like I said, this is one of the craziest magic tricks I've seen on this show. But the question is, David, does he fool Penn and Teller?
Does he fool? I mean, Penn's right there. Teller's back there with the eagle-eyed view. How could you fool a guy who's been doing this for, I don't even know how long they've been doing magic for. 30, 40 years? Something like that? Something crazy like that? And then his hands are on it. He's touching the cards. He's right there. How do you pull one over on him?
That's what I'm saying. So, what are you thinking? Is he gonna fool him, or is he not gonna fool him?
Oh man!
Because Teller had that on lock. He was looking.
I think he might fool him.
This is the part we say really like Riviera and start talking.
That was incredible.
I always wonder how much do you see from those seats way back there?
You know,
maybe that's a better vantage. Maybe it's better to be far away, where you can really get a good look at somebody's whole body and the way they move and the way they handle stuff.
I will say you might be onto something, David.
Uh-oh.
I know you're not going to tell us how you did it, but that was unique. Does anyone else do that?
It's my job.
But then, does anyone else? I know you can't share. But does anyone else do that particular technique?
No, there was not the similar technique. The same effect was a gentleman by the name of George Schindler many years ago, now the Dean of American Magicians. He inspired me, but I came up with a completely different method.
And that will be the key, I guess, this evening to fool those guys. If it's a new
Sure.
method and they haven't seen it before and they can't put their finger on it, we'll get away with it. And by we, I mean you, of course.
That's why I really only do close-up magic. I don't do anything super not that. Yeah. But I will say, this guy knows his stuff too. Like, he even kind of hints on it. The other main thing to take into consideration, David, is that they have the same exact deck of cards.
Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, like you said, it's a bold move. I mean, bringing them in close, actually putting the cards in their hands. I mean, if you were ever going to pull one over on them, I mean, this is how you would do it. Just steal the show.
This is a really, really tough call for us. I think anybody has to know that at some point you had to do a deck switch. Unfortunately, there was a moment when we both saw it, when you were pulling the pen out.
Yes.
And we had all these discussions and meetings about this, which we've talked for hours with the producers about what would constitute fooling us. We said over and over again, if we actually saw a move, it would negate the whole thing. But all that having been said, and the feeling that we saw a move that...
It's not looking good for this guy.
It's not. I mean, this is a lot of run-up.
He just said, hey, man, we saw you do a thing.
We saw it, yeah.
According to the rules, you know, it doesn't matter. We got you, right? That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
That we should not have seen. We have no idea how you got the goddamn ball.
Yeah, so it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing sometimes.
I think right out of the deck, I should say that you absolutely did on the most important part of the trick, I think you did fool us.
We got him.
Speaking as someone who just...
That's a good summary of like my magic know-how. Like I know, maybe I see you make a move where I go like, huh, that's kind of suspicious. But like after that, it's really, I don't know.
Damn it! I have no idea how we got there. Son of a gun!
Can I ask you to make us one promise?
What's that?
Never tell them.
I will.
Never tell them. Sean Farquhar, ladies and gentlemen.
One thing I don't really like about this clip, though, is they didn't drop the trophy from the ceiling. That's like a tradition.
They didn't. The
trophy comes from the ceiling. They get it. And this dude, he comes back 2 more times after this moment.
Oh, I mean, you have to, especially if you're this early on in the show. I mean,
you have to. You have to. So, David, the reason I like this trick so much is because when I was a freshman in high school, I did this trick at a school talent show.
Okay.
I did this trick, and I did a big stage trick, right? It is on YouTube. It's on a channel buried far into existence. But maybe we break it out sometime. Maybe we look at that moment, see my take on this trick.
All right. I mean, you saying you better than Penn and Teller?
No, not at all. Not at all.
You said you got some eyes that they don't got.
I will say that
old age.
I will say that magic is kind of fun when you do it your own way sometimes. So the way I did it was almost identical. But I don't know. We'll have to check it out. Let us know down below if that's something y'all want to see. And I will say, if this video right here, this one right now, if it gets 15 likes,
15,
we have to watch it.
That's a goal.
That is a goal. It's a like goal. If it does not get 15 likes, we're not going to worry about it. But it has to get 15 likes to watch the video.
Everyone's going to want to see this. I mean, Penn and Teller couldn't figure it out. This guy flawlessly pulls it off. You got to want to see it again with the Johnny Magic twist.
The Johnny Magic special. That's what I'm talking about. You brought someone as well from this show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, another card handler. But a blind card handler.
Ooh. Yeah, so we went from having a super outgoing, funny magician, which I love funny magicians. If you're a magician and a comedian at the same time,
sure, that's the best of both worlds.
A man after my own heart right there. But this guy, way different, right? This guy is way different. This one, David, I'll tell you, I have no idea how he does this. No idea at all.
Oh, perfect. Because I don't either.
This is incredible, and I'm glad that you brought this one. This is absolutely incredible.
My vision started going south when I was 9 years old. So I have no sight, but I don't call myself blind because I see things in ways that other people can't see. People always want to know how I can determine different cards. My thumbs and my fingers can feel things that other hands can't. I now have 10 eyeballs. I'm a card mechanic. I demonstrate how many ways you can be cheated at cards. A card mechanic is somebody who controls the outcome of a card game. And the techniques for the card table are literally 1,000 times more difficult to develop.
Yeah, like that's some crazy stuff, man.
To perform card magic.
This, I think, like if I could learn to do something magical, something card related, I think it would be this type of stuff. It always fascinates me.
It is quite the skill set to learn. Counting cards is one thing, but being able to like not only shuffle but keep track of cards, pull them out of the middle, do all this fancy flourishing and stuff, like that's insane.
That's another level.
You know what I consider the worst disability of all? Procrastination and laziness. Give me blindness over that.
Tell me about it, brother.
Tell him, Richard.
Please welcome the amazing Richard Turner.
Penn, Teller, can you join me at my table, please? Penn over here, Teller on this side.
So again, we see he invites them on the stage, both of them, even more bold. Bold.
Yeah.
That's
When
crazy.
he can't even see him, you know you're in for something good.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is the type of trick where, like, I don't know if sight alone, gets you through to the end.
I love it
Crowd
when the audience
interaction.
shows up.
Gotta work the
Well, I'm
crowd.
Richard Turner, and I represent why you should never play cards with strangers. As you heard, I'm not a magician. I'm what's known as a card mechanic, but what I do can appear very magical. Now, this is not to fool you yet, gentlemen. This is just to educate the audience. So when you play poker, blackjack, bridge, hold'em, whatever the game, you want to make sure the cards are evenly mixed. This is basic casino procedure, which is what is known as riffle. Riffle. You're supposed to do what's called a block cut or a strip cut. Another riffle, a cut. That is basic casino procedure. Now,
I
in
mean,
a
that's already
private
magic to
game,
me right there.
that's
Yeah, I'm already
I
lost.
can't do
myself.
any of that stuff. I can't do any of that. I could barely hold a deck of cards.
what you do when you play for
Dude,
money.
look at that one-handed. Oh
Never
my
shuffle
god,
with one hand.
that's impressive.
It makes the other players nervous. And when they see you shuffle with one hand followed by a one-hand flip around cut, they get up and run. You're left playing with yourself. Right, Ben?
Exactly. I know that one.
Now, Ben, how many times would you say I shuffle and cut this deck?
I would say
6 or
about
7?
6, 7, yeah.
Let's see if this deck is evenly mixed. Does that look pretty even, Ben? Do we have ace through king, king through ace, king through ace?
Oh my
Did I shuffle
God.
it back into perfect numerical order?
You did. Yeah.
Oh, we did it then, Penn. Thank you. Penn, would you do me a favor? Reach in and pull out a card. Just any random card. Tell me when you got one.
I got one.
All right.
It is insane, dude. I'm like losing my mind right now.
And this isn't even really the trick.
Yeah.
This is the build-up. This is the lead-up. He's just, telling them the rules of the game.
See, you can't tell you've been swindled. Isn't that fun? Thank you.
They're both just passive.
Now, y'all saw that I had a full deck of cards here. Penn, I want you to take this half and give it a casino wash. Face up. And tell her you take this half. I want the audience to
That is
see
the-
cards being randomly scrambled, mixed.
This is the worst way to. This hurts my soul. Anytime I see anyone
mean,
shuffle like this,
yeah.
it irks me to no end. my insides begin to burn.
Yeah.
They
And now
just-
your heroes are doing it.
I know. It's a tragic moment.
Riffle. And once again, you guys just scrambled these cards.
We did.
Riffle. And then you're supposed to do what's called a strip, cut, another riffle, and a cut. Now, we're going to deal a hand of hold'em. Penn, you're going to tell me how many players step up to the table. And mind you, we're doing this after the deck has been shuffled and cut.
Okay.
5, 6, or 7. Pick a number.
6.
6 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have what's called a burn, and we have what's called the flop.
Yep.
Penn, what are those 3 cards? Tell the audience.
My favorite 3 of clubs, followed by the jack of spades and the king of spades.
Let me have your cards there, Taylor. You can let go. He was afraid I was going to steal them. Now, once again, you shuffled and cut. Chose
Yes, we did.
6
Yes, we
players.
did.
Let's see what Taylor has in the pocket. Penn, what is that?
That's a king.
And what is that?
That's another king.
That's crazy.
Once again,
Wow.
you shuffled and cut. You chose 6 players. And so on that board, we ended up with 4 kings, right?
Yes, we did.
Well, gentlemen, you can now go back to your huddle and see if you can reconstruct, leaving out the 13 different methods, techniques, and controls it took to take that wash shuffle deck to deal that pat hand to my partner. Oh, and tell her, if I perhaps fooled you, do you want to communicate with me? My right ear reads lips. Anyway, hope you all had fun, everybody. Thank you.
You had a real kicker at the end too. You had a real kicker.
Oh, man.
It's all coming back to me. It's all coming back.
Part of the reason I really like this is because it's almost not even really a trick. It's just good old fashioned, like, you know, card mechanics, like he says. No idea how he did it. Couldn't even begin to tell you.
You know, as the expert here, not expert, but as the magician here, I should say, I don't know either.
I was like, I don't know.
Thank you.
No problem.
And you and I just
Oh.
Miss us.
Yeah.
We got nothing to say. He fooled us.
Oh my
Dead to
god.
right.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They just
I don't even know.
They
I
didn't
don't
waste
even
any
know.
time.
Like, and they're right there. The question is, how did he know? How did he do this trick?
you know,
Man, by feel alone. By feel alone.
I feel like there's a level, and you know, I've heard it phrased different ways, but when you lose one sense, the others are heightened.
I mean, he said it. He said he had his fingers were his eyes. He's got 10 eyes.
This dude's got superpowers.
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of dedication too.
He's hustling, and he knows he's
Oh
hustling.
yeah.
You hear that
Yeah.
comment at the end? He was,
He tells you he's doing it. And what are you gonna do?
yeah,
Stop him? You don't even know what's happening.
dude. I would love to play cards with this guy. You know,
Oh man. That's gotta be hilarious. That's gotta be hilarious.
that would be quite the treat. See, this is where they bring down the trophy. This is where they bring it down.
Drop it.
Thank you. That's you know.
Oh, yeah, I know.
There it is.
That trophy here. I want to make this very clear to you, Richard. This trophy we're giving you, it says on it, from the bottom of our heart.
Yo, yo. I don't know that was a necessary thing to say, but you know, also kind of relatable.
That's Penn and Teller. That's Penn and Teller.
Yeah, again, folding two of the greatest magicians of all time, with that right in front of their very eyes. I mean, both of our guests today, they both kind of did that. They went, hey,
Oh yeah.
come check this out. Bam, gotcha.
Penn's holding that stuff right in his hands. He's feeling it. And he can't tell what happened. Fooled the feel. And then in this one, they're right there at the table. They're watching him. He's telling them what he's doing. And yet they can't see it. They really hit him, you know, the sense of touch and the sense of sight.
High quality
It is.
thing, and I always appreciated it. So if you ever want to learn anything about magic, go check out the Masked Magician. Go check out Penn and Teller. Go check out all these cool things. I wish we would have had time to look at one of the Penn and Teller tricks that they would do at the end of the show.
Sure. But you know what? Save it for the next one. I mean, we got to revisit the topic. We got to.
There's absolutely no way we don't revisit the topic.
No. It's a crime not to.
But with that, thank you guys so very much for tuning into this episode of C4B TV Reacts. Remember, we have a like goal on this video. If you want to see Johnny Magic perform,
And you do.
some magic on stage in front of a real life, probably one of the most judgmental performances of my life. If you want to see that, make sure you like this video, share it with someone, tell them to like it. If we get 15 likes, that's not a crazy goal. 15 likes.
It's not out of, it's not out of reach. It's obtainable. And it's a good goal, and it's for a good cause, because people need to see this stuff.
It is. And we'll catch you next time. Dude, I'm losing my mind.